Hi Scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back with another layout. For this one, I'm going to use this page that is by Annalie Murdoch, and she is on the Clique design team. And the layout that she made was for, I think it was for July, using the July kit, and I just really absolutely loved it. And so I'm going to make it my own, and I absolutely love how this layout turns out. So here I am scrapbooking this picture of me and Tinian, who is my youngest, and this was the day after he was born, or maybe a couple days after he was born, and we were just waiting to go home, so we were just having a little photo shoot in the hospital room. So here I am just going through some papers, trying to figure out which one I want to use as my background paper. And so I'm thinking about using that kind of off-whitish one, but then I see this foil paper and I really, really love how that looks with the black and white photo. So what I'm using is just a scrap piece of cardstock, and I'm going to back it on that. I think I wrote down the date so I wouldn't forget what date it was, which probably wouldn't have been hard to figure it out anyway. So here I'm just cutting down the branding strips, and I'm showing you the name of the paper and everything. And now I am going to start cutting out some of these little pieces that were on one of the pattern papers. It was a cut apart sheet, and then I'm going to layer a few different layers behind the photo of these pattern papers that I already have cut up. And here I'm just cutting out another couple pieces from this cut apart sheet. And I believe I want to use this little tag one, and I just kind of set it aside for right now. So here I'm thinking I need to back it on something else, like that blue paper that's off to the right on top of my cutter, but it just didn't look right with these other pattern papers. So here I'm just fiddling around with what I can do to place these on top of each other. I didn't like how up in the right hand corner there was like just a spot where there wasn't any paper. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do to solve that problem. So here I'm just cutting off a few of these strips, these ruler strips. I thought those were so cute, and on the layout that I'm scrap lifting, she had used one right underneath the photo, and I just really loved that. So I am going to kind of scrunch it up and make it look all cute. So here I'm still fiddling with the background papers or layers behind the photo, and I'm just having a really hard time with this. I don't know why it just wasn't working out the way I wanted to, and I kept referencing the layout that I was scrap lifting because I really, really loved how she had her layers, and so I wanted to do them very similar. So here I am making a banner out of this blue paper, and then I am going to put it underneath the photo. Here I finally decided that I liked the layers how I had them, so I'm putting them down. Sometimes you just have to commit, and I'm happy with that. So here I realized that since I want to put it underneath that whole layering of papers, it wasn't long enough. So I cut it in half, and now here I am going to start inking all of the papers. And I always forget to do this until after I put all my layers on and everything. So I'm going to have to go back and pull apart my layers here. I don't know if I do it right now or if I wait until the end. Here I'm going to just ink up all my layers And I really like the look that that gives. It helps the picture and those layers stand out off of the background just a little bit more. So I'll spend a little bit of time doing that. Now, if you guys haven't been over to the Crafty Maven Getaway yet, you guys need to go over and watch. We've been up for a little over a month. I think it's almost been a month and a week. So we have a ton of videos up, a bunch of different designers, and some days we even have 2 designers going up. So you need to check us out. You can just search the Crafty Maven Getaway on YouTube. Okay, so here is where I am scrunching up this little yellow ruler, and I just thought it would look so cute if I just kind of scrunched it all together, because I didn't want it to be all across the whole layout. I just wanted it to be across the same width as the banner. And then here I am gluing the pieces that I had folded over each other to each other, if that makes sense. And I'm just using my glue Zots for that. Then I'm going to, let's see, what am I going to do now? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably, I'm looking for some more pattern paper to put behind the photo, because I wanted to add a couple more layers with that other banner. And so I'm going to use this black polka dot. And that one is long enough, so I'm just going to put some ink on the edges. I think I stepped away to go start another video, because when I scrapbook I watch videos, YouTube videos. That's how I watch YouTube videos, because if I don't do it while I'm scrapbooking or folding laundry or something, I never have time to watch. So here I am just placing the photo with all of the layers on that wooden piece, which was from the cut apart sheet. And then I'm going to glue down all of these banners. And then I put the glue on the wrong side. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Like, that was kind of crazy. I hope you can't hear that. My kids are outside playing because I was just so tired of them, because all they were doing was fighting and just freaking out. We got a puppy this weekend, and they just kind of drive me crazy. The puppy is outside with them. I just needed some time by myself. So anyway, okay, here I am cutting down this pink pattern paper, and I'm just going to put that right underneath the black and white dot paper. And I'm also going to, let's see, yeah, that's where I'm going to put it. And this one was a lot thinner than the other two, so it was kind of hard to glue it down to that, because I had a specific place I wanted it to go, and I kept doing it. Like, I would put it down, and then I'd be like, no, that's not where I wanted it to go. So yeah, I kind of had to fuss around with that for a little while. Finally, I just glued the layers down and was like, okay, I'm just going to glue it on itself, like put the glue on the paper itself. So here I'm doing that, and it still takes a while, so I apologize about that. I'm very nitpicky sometimes. So there, I finally got it to where I wanted it, and then here I have the extra ruler, sorry, I can't talk. The extra ruler pieces that I cut off from that same sheet, and I'm just going to glue them at the top and bottom. And then I'm going to, I forgot to ink up the pink paper, so I had to do that. And then now I'm going to use some of this Recollections 3D tape. I'm not sure if that's what it's called or what. I'm just going to put this 3D tape in each one of those sections. There were 4 little sections that I had, and so I'm going to put that there right under the photo, and I really just love that. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that word, or that number 4, but then I'm just like, well, what's the purpose of it? Because, I mean, it's not like he's 4 days old or 4 weeks old, or we're in room number 4. So I was just kind of like, well, I don't know. I have a hard time just putting random things on layouts. Like, I've kind of gotten a little bit better about it, but at the same time I haven't. Okay, so here I am thinking I'm going to use this yellow alpha for the title. And what I want the title to be, I can't remember. I think it was like, I love these moments, or I love moments like this. And, oh, I did write it down. Okay, so treasure moments like this. But it wasn't working, so I had to come up with a different title if I wanted to use it with this yellow alpha. And so I'm just like, okay, then I'm not going to use the yellow. I'm going to scratch it, and I'm going to use this striped black and white alpha. I just have a hard time with this alpha, even though I used most of this alpha up. It just is so hard to read that I just really didn't want to use it on this layout, because I wanted this layout to not have any trouble reading the title. But I decided to go with it anyway, and I really do like how it turned out. So it's, I mean, in the end, it all works out. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to put my title, because I was thinking I was going to put it on that wooden background paper piece that's under the photo. But when I started to use this alpha, it just kind of clashed, the brown with the black and everything. So I decided that I need to find somewhere else to put it. So I'm thinking I'm going to put it down there in the right hand corner. And I'm just writing out the word moments right now. And this alpha was kind of hard to peel off of the background. Oops, sorry about that. So I'm just writing out treasure moments like this. And yeah, that's pretty much it that I'm doing right now. So I'm going to kind of fiddle around with the placement of this, because if I had it like that, then the top, like the first two words, would be longer than the bottom two. So I was like, okay, I don't like that. And I immediately went to this, and I loved it. So I'm just going to put it along the bottom there on top of the ruler, and I really, really like how that turned out. So I'm going to put that down, and I'm not sure what I do after that. I'm trying to think. I probably made this layout about a month ago, and this kit was a lot of fun to work with. I really, really loved this kit. I wasn't quite sure before we got it if I was going to like it, but once I got it and I started playing with it, I was like, oh yeah, totally. This kit is awesome. So yeah, I only made 7 layouts with this kit. I don't know why I got so few. I think I just probably used up a lot of the paper in big chunks. So I didn't have a whole lot of leftovers, because I think with the June kit, I got 11 layouts, which was a lot. So, and I actually did, so I did 7 layouts, and then I did 2 Project Life pages. So actually, that's pretty good. I had a bunch of scraps, so I did use them on the Project Life pages. So here I am just using a black pen to outline the title letters, and just to make sure that you can see it and not have too much trouble reading it. And the pen that I use for that is called, I think it's EK Tools or EK Success. Yeah, EK Tools journaling pen, and it was like a 7-pack, I think, at Target. I think it was on sale or something, and so I bought it. I don't remember how much, maybe like 10 bucks, 12 bucks, something like that. But they're pretty good. They have like a lot of varying sizes in thickness. So they like, the one that I'm looking at right now is 0.45 millimeters. I think the one I'm using there is probably 0.25 or 0.3, something like that. So here I am not sure what I'm doing. Maybe I'm thinking, oh, I think I was trying to see if I had a pen that I could use to journal, but none of my pens would show up on that brown paper. I wanted a white pen, but I didn't have a white pen. I need to go buy one of those Uniball ones. So I was thinking I was going to use this gold, or I think it might be yellow, this yellow kind of gel pen. And so I'm just going to use this this background paper, because it was very similar to the wood paper that I had on the layout, and I'm just trying out a bunch of different pens, and none of them are showing up very well. So I'm just going to scrap the idea of journaling for now until I can buy the Uniball pen, because I've heard that one is really good. I did have this paint pen that was for, I think it was for like writing on chalk or something like that, but I was just like, well, I don't know if I really want to use that. It was kind of a thick surface, or thick ballpoint or whatever. I don't know what you would call that, but yeah. So here I am putting down some of these triangle enamel dots, and they are also from the Chicken Nitty 365 collection. So here I cut that tag in half, and I am trying to place it in 2 different spots on the layout, but it actually only ends up being in that bottom right hand corner. And here I'm trying to use this key, but it's also not going to find its way on the layout. I'm also thinking I'm going to put this Good Times right there, that little wood veneer piece, but that isn't working either. And it was just a little too big. So I'm just going to kind of fiddle around for a while with these things. This layout took me, let's see, it was an hour and 19 minutes. And I could not believe it took so long. I don't know why it took so long. Probably just because I did a lot of fiddling and just felt kind of lost through a little bit of this layout. So there was this little cut apart that said wonderful, or hashtag wonderful on it. And so I pull off this heart, and I'm thinking I'm going to use, still thinking I'm going to use that key, but I just can't figure out where to put it and how to place it on the layout to make it look good. So I am just going to kind of keep playing with this little area right there for quite a while. Finally, I decide that, you know what, that's good. I'm done. I'm not going to play with it anymore. And I glue it down and I put the heart there. And let's see, what else do I do? I'm referencing the layout again just to kind of see what else I need to do. And I'm thinking maybe I should add something for journaling, or another embellishment or something. So I'm just kind of going through these cards. These are the exclusive cards from Clique Kits. This one had a saying on it. I don't remember what it was, but the very first line on that card said every day. And so I thought, oh, that would be kind of cute if I, put that up there in the left hand side of the picture, since there isn't anything in that area. And even though this isn't part of the everyday, because you don't have a new baby every day, but it is part of the everyday at this time for me, and so that's why I decided to put that there. Now I'm thinking it needs something else underneath it. I had an extra piece of this ruler paper, and so I'm just going to stick that under there, and I'm going to glue down the that tag right there, and I don't remember what I think I tried to stamp the date on it, and I just don't like how it turned out. Oh no, you know what? I'm stamping, because the rotary date stamps that I have come with like words next to it or phrases, and so I think I wrote one for the books. I think that's what I stamped on it. It's not on my layout anymore, so I don't know what I said, but I'm just like, so I stamped it a bunch of times, and I just don't really like that at all. But I'm leaving it there for now, and I'm pulling out this black Heidi Swap ink, and I'm going to do the title along with some arrows. And I really like how that turned out. So I was very happy that at least one of those worked out for the layout. Then I'm going to put a brad on there as well and glue that down. I'm cutting off part of the brad because it was too close to the end. And then I'm using my Zots to glue it down. And that is the end of this layout. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and I hope you'll come back tomorrow to see another layout that I made with the July Clique Kit. Bye!